In this lecture session, I am going to present a topic on GTO. The full form of GTO is Gate Turn Off Thyristor. Actually, for conventional thyristor, which can block the high voltage in off state and conduct large current in on state with small amount of on state voltage drop. It has a capacity to being switched on by the gate signal, but the gate loses control once the thyristor is triggered. So the thyristor goes back in blocking state only by reducing the forward current to a level below that of holding current. This is a big problem during switching mode operation. This problem can be overcome by using this kind of device, which is called GTO or Gate Turn Off Thyristor. It has a specialty for the construction of the gate. In case of SCR, the gate is unidirectional. That means we can apply only the positive gate signal to switch on the device. But in this case, the gate is bidirectional. That means we can apply the positive pulse to the gate to switch on the GTO, as well as we can turn off the GTO by using negative gate pulse. Now, the question is working principle. So, similar to a thyristor, the GTO can be divided by the two complementary connected transistors, PNP and NPN, that is reflected in this figure, in which the straight line which gives us the direction of the whole current and the dotted line which gives us the direction of the electron current. To turn off the GTO, a gate terminal voltage is negative with respect to cathode terminal. That means we can say the gate is more negative with respect to cathode. That means the gate cathode terminal is negative biased. Actually, the holes injected from the anode are taken out from the P base through the gate metallization into the gate terminal. That means the current which is responsible to movement of the hole from anode to cathode due to presence of negative bias gate terminal, this hole's movements is taken out from the P layer to the gate terminal. Okay? That means the voltage drop occurs across the junction J3. That means as the gate and cathode is reverse bias, that means huge amount of hole that can be taken out from this P layer. That means there is a tendency of the depletion layer which will be formed across the junction J3. Once the depletion layer is formed across the junction J3, that means the electron injection from this P to N and to P layer, that will be stopped. Once this injection of the electron has stopped, then automatically junction J1 and J2 will be reformed, or the depletion layer will form across junction J1 and J2. That means the total injection of the electrons has stopped throughout the device. Only the current which is flowing from anode to gate, this is called tail current. Okay? On the other hand, as the electron injection has stopped, as the junction J1 and J2 has regained its depletion layer, that is why the tail current will be reduced. Once the tail current is reduced, that means no question of the current flow across anode to cathode. That means we can say the switch is under off state. That means by implementation of the negative gate pulse, the switch can be in off state. That is the facility, and rather with respect to normal SCR. The aforesaid discussion can be structured by using two transistor model just similar to a thyristor. But the structure has some difficulties that is easy to identify here. That is, it has similar like a SCR 3 junction like J1, J2 and J3. But the doping concentration not like a SCR. Here that is actually the P region in which by diffusion technique the high concentrated N region finger type N region is implemented and the upper P region is highly doped. Whereas this middle N region is not that much doped. But apart from this N region, the below P region and the bottommost N region both are highly doped. That is why they are assigned by P plus and N plus. The four layers P plus N in GTO anode constructed by the N plus type and that is the finger diffused into the P type layer. So the GTO can be constructed that is by the help of this structure by two transistor model. So we can say GTO equal to transistor Q1 that is P plus N P plus transistor Q2 that is N P plus N plus. The schematic circuit diagram has given over here in which we have mentioned this is the transistor Q1 that is P plus N P plus and transistor Q2 that is N P plus and N plus. As well as we have applied the negative gate signal over here, that is why direction of the gate current is in from the device to the gate, that is I dash G. That is why for symbolic representation that can be defined by the bidirectional gate like this. Okay, so this is the symbol of GTO and the gate is bidirectional, not similar to thyristor. So from this two transistor model we can say IC2 means this one, this current is equal to beta 2 IB2 and IC1 means this current that should be equal to beta 1 IB2 because IC2 is the collector current of Q2 and IC1 is the collector current of the first transistor Q1. So now to describe the actual turn-on process by using this two transistor model, let we apply the KCL at the point of Q1. So if we consider the Q1 as a particular node, then we can write the expression from this diagram like IC1 plus I dash G minus IB2 that is equal to 0. So we can say from this diagram IC1 this one minus IG dash at its reverse bias plus IB2 means this current that will give you 0. Just we are applying the KCL at the node M. Okay, at this node M. That means this is the direction of the current is from the node to outwards and this is the direction that is node to other and this is the direction is towards the node. That means we can say that is IC1 minus IG dash minus IB2 that will give you 0. That is why we can write this expression. Okay, fine. So after simplification we can get IB2 equal to IC1 minus IG dash and we can rewrite the expression like IB2 equal to alpha 1 IA minus IG dash because IC1 that is equal to alpha 1 into IA. Okay, that means IC1 is which one? This is IC1 that is equal to alpha 1 is the current gain from the thyristor Q2, that means IA into alpha 1 that will give you IC is a collector current. That is why we can write the expression that is alpha 1 IA. Again we can write IA equal to IC1 plus IC2. That means IA means this current that should be equal to IC1 plus IC2 if we can apply the KCL at the point Q2. That means this current that should be equal to summation of this current plus this current. That is why we can write the expression IA equal to IC1 plus IC2. After simplification, we can write the expression IC2 equal to IA minus IC1. That means IC2 equal to IA minus alpha 1 IA. That means the equation of IC2 that is equal to IA into 1 minus alpha 1. in which IB2 means the base current of the transistor Q2. If IC2 is the collector current of the transistor Q2, we can say under saturation condition, then IB2 should be equal to IC2 by I beta 2. That is for the saturation condition. That means when the device was in conducting state, that means all the charges, that means all the majority carriers was in moving condition. That is why we can, this type of phenomena is called suppose saturation. That is why we can say under saturation case or conduction state, that is I beta 2 equal to IC plus beta 2. Okay. But whenever we are trying to switch off the device, that means the beta 2, that means beta 2 that should be less than saturation. That is why we can say to initialization the turn-off process, Q2 must be brought out from the saturation. This can be accompanied by using this formula beta 2 less than equal to IC2 by I beta 2. As from this equation, which is defined by IB2 equal to IC2 by beta 2, we can replace the equation over here, that is IB2 less than equal to IC2 by beta 2. That means this expression is for the saturation case and this is for the below saturation case. That means we are going to initialization the switch off process. That is why Q2 would shift from active region to regenerative region. That means we can say the GTO will be turned off. So, to turn off GTO, IB2 must be less than IC2 by I beta 2. That means we can say from the structure or the schematic circuit diagram, IB2 can be replaced that by alpha 1 IA minus IG1 that has described in this particular case. Okay, IB2 means alpha 1 IA minus IG1. That means we can replace the equation over here, as well as we know IC2 that is equal to IA 1 minus alpha 1. That is why we can replace the equation over here, that is IA 1 minus alpha 1, and beta 2 remaining in the same position. That means we can have the equation alpha 1 minus IG1 less than IA 1 minus alpha 1 by beta 2. Okay. After simplification, we can rewrite the expression minus IA dash less than minus alpha 1 IA plus IA 1 minus alpha 1 by beta 2. Again, we can simplify the equation minus IG dash less than IA is a common term from this expression. Then it will form 1 minus alpha 1 by beta 2 minus alpha 1. Again, we can rewrite the expression minus IG dash less than IA under bracket 1 minus alpha 1 by alpha 2 by 1 minus alpha 2 minus alpha 1. As we know, this beta 2 can be expressed by alpha 2 minus divided by 1 minus alpha 2. As we know, in case of the transistor, beta 2 in terms of alpha 2, which can be represented by alpha 2 by 1 minus alpha 2. Just we are replacing this term. Then, after simplification, we can have 1 minus alpha dash, minus IG dash less than IA 1 minus alpha 1 minus into 1 minus alpha 2 by alpha 2 minus alpha 1. Just we are taking the LCM part alpha 2 and upper part is the multiplied part minus alpha 1. And after simplification, we will get, that is IA 1 minus alpha 1 minus alpha 2 plus alpha 1 alpha 2 minus alpha 1 into alpha 2. Both are cancelled by each other. Ultimately, we will get the result, that is IA 1 minus alpha 1 minus alpha 2 and by alpha 2. So, the actual expression for the gate current, that is IG dash equal to IA alpha 1 plus alpha 2 minus 1 by alpha 2. So, from this equation, we can say IG dash must be greater than IA with some multiplication term that is defined by alpha 1 plus alpha 2 minus 1 by alpha 2. That means if Ig dash is greater than Ia, Ia means the anode current, so we can say in the previous diagram, if Ig dash that will greater than with respect to Ia, similarly if we can say if Ig dash is greater than with respect to Ia, that means the total anode current will be bypassed through the gate. No current is entering to the cathode. That means we can say the device is under off state. So this expression is very important to understand, in which it is well defined by Ig dash must be greater than Ia. Then the total hole injection is taken out from the device to the gate. That is why no current is entering to the cathode. We can say the switch is under off state. So in this way we can explain the actual turnover process of GTO by using two transistor model. So thanks to all for having your kind attention. Thank you very much.